you know. There will be a ceiling close up and you stare. You can stare as much as you want. Now is the time to live. So he was an embodiment of life. It is not that he has constructed himself in some kind of morality or goodness or this or that. It's just that he's an explosion of life. Nobody could help loving him. And as he grew, he became the darling of the village and the villages around. The rumor spread, there is a boy like this. Just hearing stories about him, everybody fell in love with him. Women, whether they were 6 or 60 and anything in between, they all fell in love with him, even if they had not seen him, because people spoke, there is a boy like this, a miraculous boy. Nobody has ever seen him off. He is always on, never off. Okay, Sadhguru, tell me. This is off. Just on, super on, fully charged and on all the time. Krishna is not valued because he's right or wrong. In fact, he's a failure. Whatever he wanted to do, his mission did not succeed. But people love him and worship him 5,000 years later because he was just on, no matter what. It doesn't matter what was happening, he was just always super on, never off. Because the purpose of life is life, and he was a living embodiment and representation of that. He was simply life, all the time life. Generally the image is that he just played, he played his flute, he danced around with young girls, he romanced. No, that he did only till he was 16 years of age. After that, he lived a deadly serious life with a great mission on his shoulders. Making kingdoms, making kings, fighting wars. They say even in a war, he went with a smile. There are only 2 situations or 3 situations where he dropped his smile for a moment. We will come to those situations later. Otherwise, except for these 3 situations, even in the battlefield when he fought, even when he was defeated in battle, even when he had to run away from a battle, still he went laughing and smiling. So this is Krishna, many things happening around him. Not always right or wrong, but life and life and life alone. He didn't let anything else happen. He did not allow depression to happen. He did not allow anything else to happen, just life in its full charge, never low battery. Ambika and Ambalika, 2 young queens without a king. And now Bhishma with this vow, not getting anywhere. Satyavati with her burning ambition that her children should become kings. After much thought, she calls Vyasa, Krishna Dvaipayana, who is her son, born upon that island, born to Parashar. Parashar being the father. Vyasa became a sage and moved away. Vyasa was very dark in his skin, and he was dreadlocked, lived in the jungles, doing all kinds of austerities, gained great amount of tapasya. A very powerful being, and he promised his mother. He left her. She had last seen him when he was 6 years of age. But he told her, "Mother, whenever you want me, you just call me. When you really need me, you call me and I will be there." Many years had passed. She had never called him. In her desperation, Now what to do? There's a huge empire, 2 young queens, no king. There is a good regent who will manage the kingdom, but no future. Somebody else will come and take your empire, that's what it means. So she called Vyasa, and Vyasa appeared. She told Vyasa, "You are my son. You should not say no to whatever I ask of you. I have never asked anything from you till date, but now what I ask, you should not say no." Vyasa bowed down and said, "Whatever you say, mother." She said, "You must father children from these 2 young queens. I want my blood to flow in the Kuru lineage. You are the only one left. I know you are a sage, I know you're an ascetic, but this one thing you have to do for me." Vyasa unhesitatingly said, "Yes, mother, whatever you want." So it was set up. She somehow tried to convince the young queens. They said, "No way." But she compelled them. She said, "You cannot say no." She's the queen mother. She said, "Whatever I say is an order, it's not a request." So she told Vyasa to go to Ambika first. So Vyasa went in to Ambika's quarter. Ambika looked at Vyasa. He's just straight out of the jungle, dreadlocked, very dark, burnt out in the sun, and he